Hello, good evening, and good welcome to Xbox Sam's Xpod Tavern episode 157th. I'm Jamie, and this week I'm joined by MPV. No, let me rewind that. Scottish Griff Ross, come on in, Scottish Griff Ross.
Hello. I am
How
most definitely not MPV Graham. No.
I know. I'm so used to saying it on first. I threw myself off. Especially after the tech issues we just had a minute ago.
What tech issues? There's no tech issues.
I don't know about it. What are you about? There's a slight pre-show up on some places if you want to go watch that now. Just a little bit of inane chatter. I've also got 1.7 million man in.
Don't be ridiculous.
Probably not though. Based
Don't
on
be ridiculous. I haven't even played any games this week, let alone get that
far. Outrageous. You were only
1,000 G's Duolingo though.
I play Duolingo a lot.
1,000 G that.
I'm in Diamond League, baby.
Oh yeah, boy.
Very nice, very nice. So is that in preparation for your upcoming holiday, which we were talking about in the pre-ramble, which is sort of
no,
just now?
Want to learn a different language, and I learned French in the past, and I want to properly relearn it. So
there you go.
I'm hoping when I go to Mauritius next year, see some family, I can speak better French when I'm out there.
Happy days. Well,
he's a cultured individual.
Exactly. He's a man of many talents. And French is soon going to be one of them. So then we can all go on a lad's holiday to France, and you can you can chaperone us around, and we'll be like, I don't understand.
I'll chap all the ladies for you.
Yeah, yeah. Let's. I've got all flustered already.
I'm not even in French yet.
Don't worry, Chlamydia won't come and speak to you, Jay.
Well, we know we can but hope, eh? We can but hope. Anyway, that's a story for another time. Let's move on. Just to the general gist of the show. This is Xbox Taverns Xpod Tavern. We're going to talk video games, which we reach every Sunday 8 p.m.
Or 8:30, but
or 8:30 when again after tech issues. Not tech issues. No tech issues. Anyway, we're going to get cracking as we always do. With a bit of guess the game.
I didn't do it this week.
I haven't done it this week either, so we can.
Oh my days!
If I haven't done that all this week, not once.
Nice.
It is
no, not nice. You're supposed to do it every day. Guess the game daily challenge, where six pictures you have to guess the game, obviously.
Especially when you get like Jay who gets it in one on a Resident Evil game.
Oh, I've called in shenanigans in that one.
Shots.
Calling shenanigans.
Fired.
Didn't get
Definitely.
Resident Evil.
He fucked it.
He
fucked it. I got it in one.
Basically. The game shafted me. I'm just going to say
no. Lack of attention at your fucking 4 a.m. pish. You fucked up.
Exactly. I was half asleep looking at it. Anyway, so here we are. Guess the game. If you're watching some video, hello, welcome. And this is Guess the Game.
You're a fucking legend.
Get a picture like this. It gradually zooms out. Get a hint every picture after the first one. And the last one's normally a gift these days, which makes it a little bit easier. So what are we thinking, gentlemen? Some sort of doors with stars. And that's about it. I can't really tell much from that. Anyone got any ideas?
It's looking very Nintendo-ish.
That's what I was thinking, like Super Mario.
Yeah.
It definitely has a Nintendo element to it.
Super Mario Sunshine.
I was going to say probably an older one based on the quality of the image there, but I don't think as far back as 64. It looks a bit too shiny for that one.
Sunshine?
My gut went Sunshine.
Yeah, let's go.
Along with Nando's.
Oh.
I'm
thinking there is not
Mario.
What about something like Professor Layton?
It could be a puzzle with Professor Layton, but it doesn't look much like the general.
Yeah, the whole doing.
Let's go with top one because I'd lost with all.
No, it's not.
Oh wait, no, I know what this is. What's it called? It's like Gorogoa or something. Gora or something like that.
Nope.
Oh no, how'd you spell it?
I know what you mean. Yes, I know what you mean. It came out on Game Pass recently.
It was on Game Pass.
Gorogoa.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That one there.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, smashed it.
Yes. That's. I played a little bit on when it comes to Game Pass, but it's definitely more of a touchscreen mouse kind of controlled game. But
is it puzzle elements?
It's all puzzle, yeah. So as you can see in the GIF here, like those 4 panels, you have to line them up like that to make.
It makes a diorama.
And then then that scene then turns into something else, which then you leads into changing the shapes and using doorways and all sorts. It's very clever, but yeah, I never really properly gave it a good shot. Which I might pick up on the Switch at some point and play it. Like I said, I think it'd be better there. But yeah, nice. There we go. Gora. Very, very well done. Nicely jobbed indeed, gentlemen.
We played J-Will play.
We did
impressive.
Redeem myself sometimes. So yeah, if you want to play along, come on, join us in the Discord. Links and stuff down below. We play it every day. Put our scores and successes and failures in there. Again, Resident Evil proper stitched me up this week, but I'm not going to let it get me down. We're just going to keep moving on and talk about the game that we've been playing for Project Game Pass, which is this month, Golf with Your Friends.
It is indeed.
So Project Game Pass is a program we do on the Xbox Tavern. Pick a game from Game Pass, we play it, we discuss it, we stream it the first Sunday of every month instead of the podcast.
What time?
8 p.m. And we're hoping to possibly stream again tomorrow night on Monday, depending on who's around. Hopefully we'll get another game in before the month's out. But has anyone else checked out any more Golf with Your Friends this week? I know someone played it. Was it you, Ian, played it last week?
Yeah, I finished completely all the achievements last week.
Of course you did.
Also did. Standard, mate. Did all the DLCs as well. DLC levels really fun, actually.
Yeah.
Come on. They've done a good job with all the DLC levels, actually.
Is that the ones like the Worms one and all that sort of stuff?
No, so the Escapist is one then, but they bought one called, was it Peaky Pines or something like that?
Genuinely thought you were about to say Peaky Blinders.
No, something like it's like Peaky Pines. I can't remember what it's called. Yeah. Google it. But latest one wasn't too bad, actually. I managed to get under par, and that's the course thing going towards. So it wasn't too bad at all. So yeah, good level of difficulty. Not like ridiculous like some of the Worms levels, just like you have to be proper position shots, but also get a bit lucky. There was quite a few good cool levels where you can like hit it into like a crocodile's mouth and then it'll go up and shoot out and then go towards the hole. So that's always good fun as well.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to jumping back in it because it is one of these games that like once you've got like, a couple of people to play with it, it's like properly good laugh.
Yeah, it's definitely one to play, like we said before, as a group, but also with the kids. They haven't wanted to play with me recently, which is not helpful for Project Game Pass. But in the past, they've been quite keen to jump in and have a quick game of just some of the earlier levels, nothing too complicated like the Worms one and that. But and yeah, they always seem to enjoy it when they do play it.
Completely wrong. Peaceful Pines. That's what it's called.
Peaceful Pines. Very nice. So yeah, so maybe we'll play a bit of that tomorrow if we can.
I do have to say, I do hate the golf mode. Not golf mode. That's one I like the most. Sorry, the basketball mode.
Oh, that doesn't sound fun.
Because there's 3 different modes where you can play like the basketball mode, where you have to keep pressing A to jump the ball and then go through like a basketball hoop. And there's a hockey mode where there's this little goalie, you hit the ball into the goal. That's not too bad. They're quite simple enough. All you got to do is really aim to the left or the right of the goal, goal. And it gets in. Obviously, you have the normal golf mode, which is probably the key one, which is the best. Yeah. But yeah, the basketball mode's absolutely dreadful.
Yeah, you're not selling me very much on a basketball mode, if I'm all the same.
No, I don't need to say it because it's fucking shocking. We can do it tomorrow.
It was like the Rocket League one as well. I didn't like that.
I was going to say that sounds like a theme because the Rocket League basketball mode.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
I fucking hated that as well.
Yeah, I like the hockey mode in that and all that, but yeah, the basketball mode in that is.
So I think tomorrow, if we do a show, which obviously I'm around, we'll have a look at we can showcase the hockey mode and the basketball mode. And again, you want to do some of the early levels because it's just so bloody difficult and generally trying to get the ball into the hoop, let alone.
Yeah, we'll give it a go. Why not? I've never tried the basketball one. I've always wanted to give it a go, but obviously it sounds like I'm probably better off for
You've not missed much by the sound.
Yeah, they haven't missed much. The best mode by far is the one they brought out recently, which is the speed mode. Because
the speed, yeah, that was fun.
That was just
speed mode's always good.
That was
because it's just chaos.
Yeah, when we played it with the collision on and everybody just bashing into each other, rapid fire. It was good fun. So we'll play some of that tomorrow. And then obviously come next week. Ian, you're not here for a few weeks, like you said. So we're going to be playing some other... Well, we're going to pick a new Project Game Pass game to play. We've got some discussion going on.
I feel like it's kind of been picked.
I feel like it can be picked because it's
one of the games I'm kind of glad that we've just agreed to play Siege. Outrageous. He's throwing his power around.
Yeah, so we are
I've seen
probably
it
going
before.
to end up playing a bit of XDefiant, which we'll talk a bit more about in a little bit, but sort of bending the rules ever so slightly with Project Game Pass because it's actually a free-to-play game, not Project Game. Not
I mean, technically, we did it with Fall Guys anyway. So
we did it with Fall Guys already, and it's a really good game that's new, current, and I played a bit with Daniel earlier on. Again, we'll get into that in a little bit. But
You played a shoot 'em up with Daniel, and you've
Yes,
managed to not be
we're-
committed.
We'll discuss it very shortly, very shortly indeed. But yeah, for now, come back tomorrow night onto youtube.com/Official. We'll play some golf with your friends, hopefully with at least the three of us, if not with a few of the others we can rope in as well. And and then we'll move on to a new game for Project Game Pass. Gentlemen, that's a good bit of there. Ross,
Yes,
I feel
sir.
I feel like I need a bit of an early plug-in again.
You're getting greedy with your early plugs.
I know,
That was the
I
same as
just-
last week.
I can't wait. I just need it now.
Fucking need to rein your neck in.
it's because he wants me to eat chicken on the camera as well.
He's getting plugged whilst reviewing chicken eating like.
Oh, it's like my dreams have finally come
true. Just going to see a desk like this, and I'm like, oh shit. So as you specify, we are live on YouTube at 8 p.m.
Ish.
every Sunday night. If you want to jump over there, you can sign up to be a member. It will allow you to get access to things like Super Chat, different stickers, emotes. You'll also see that we have our shop linked on the page, so they've got various different types of merchandise linked on the shop. So if you want to jump over there and have a wee nosy. Apple and Spotify podcasts, if you leave us a wee review and a 5-star sort of, what am I looking for? Whatever. 5
Rating?
stars. That's the one rating. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. CD Keys affiliate link. It doesn't cost you any extra, but it gives us a little kickback on any purchases made on the site. So if you want to use QR code on screen, which I can't get up because I've not got the QR screen up. If you want to just scan the QR code, that'll take you directly using our link, and anything you spend gets us some pennies. Written reviews can be found at xboxtavern.com. G will have a list later on in the show with the reviews that have went up over the past week.
Yes.
Socials run along the bottom of the screen, so you can find us on all the major social networks: TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, wherever it may be, you'll find us there. And last but by no means least, insert coin. Use promo code XBXTVRN for £5 off orders over £50, and that is valid until December 2024.
Go and get them things bought. There's lots of good stuff on there, like we would say, including some new Doki Doki stuff, which looks pretty cool indeed. So go and check it out and support them. Wonderful. Right, gentlemen, let's talk about games we've been playing, shall we?
Let's talk about games, baby.
Like I said, as well as what we talked about in the pre-show, which has disappeared, I've got a fucking massive list of games to play this week. So I'm gonna.
Where do you want to start?
I think should we start with Hellblade, just because it's also obviously the big topic
go
of
on
the
then.
week.
It's the big.
I'm terrified by the game. So.
Let me.
I'm terrified by the game.
Before I start going into it, obviously I reviewed Hellblade 2 this past Tuesday. It come out. Has anybody else played it at all yet?
Nope.
No, I didn't think Ian would have done, but I thought maybe because he said he was terrified, he might have given it a shot. So basically, it come out on Tuesday. It's been in development. We've been waiting since the first one, about 7 years, I think it is at this point. First things first. Absolutely stunning video game. Like the visuals, they've clearly spent a lot of time and effort crafting incredibly realistic humans and environments and effects, and just across the board, it's easily the best looking game I've ever seen. There was times when I was sort of watching the cutscenes, or even sometimes when you actually moving the character around, where it did just look like a scene from a film, like a really high end CG film. It's just absolutely incredible. The visual work, the audio work again as well, with like the voices in your head and stuff. Very well done. As far as I'm concerned, I enjoyed it. It was the same sort of trick as they pulled in the first game, where they're sort of giving you a bit of doubt or giving you a bit of praise, or giving you hints to the solution of what you got to do with a puzzle or where you got to go and stuff like that. But I thought it was really well done. In terms of the gameplay, there's been a lot of scuttlebutt on the internet. I've read a lot of reviews, a lot of opinions about it. Some people bemoaning that there's not much to do in it, and I can see their point to a degree, because a lot of the time you are just walking forward, and that's one of my only nitpicks of it. Is there was a few points I did notice where you'd sort of have a cutscene and then you'd just walk for like 5 minutes and then you'd have another cutscene and there'd be nothing in between but then like exposition and story. And it's very nice to look at and stuff, but there literally wasn't a case of, there's nowhere to explore, no combat, no stuff to mix up and mix and match it up. But for me, that only really bothered me, like I said, once or twice throughout the whole game. The rest of the time, I was quite invested in what was going on. And even though I was just walking forward, it was still interesting enough, I thought, to sort of pull me through.
So is there like any like combat mechanics in it, or is it just purely puzzles and stuff?
So there's a mix of both. So the puzzles themselves, I think they're probably for me the weakest aspect because they're really simple. I was listening to a podcast earlier on, and I think he put it quite well, even though I don't necessarily agree with his. He was quite negative about it, but you don't solve the puzzles, you just do the puzzles. So when you walk into a room, there's like a plinth, in the middle of the room, and you press the button, and then you can immediately see the answer. There's no like solving it. You just have to sort of go through the motions to do it. I still enjoyed them, but they're not like you're not going to be sitting there for ages going, I don't know what to do. I can't figure it out because there's literally only one step to take. It's a very linear game. So
okay.
Pick up the key, for lack of a better word, and immediately you can see the door you've got to open. You just need to go through the steps to get there. And they're not, like I said, they're not challenging in the slightest, but they're quite well implemented in terms of their design. Like there's some of them where you're like flipping parts of the terrain around, like almost like disturbing reality. So like the ceiling will come to floor and floor will come to ceiling, but only in like localized bits. So you sort of moving it back and forth so you can get over to effectively creating your own bridge to get to another side to get to etc. You get the idea. And there's some other ones later on where throughout where you're sort of doing the perspective puzzles from the first game. Did anyone play the first one? No. You sort of got to line up symbols in the environment. So like there'd be like a beam from a house sticking up, and then there'd be a tree going that way, and it sort of makes a shape, and you have to get the right perspective to line up to make the symbol. They're a lot easier in this one. They were a bit of a ball ache in the first game, but this one they seem to be a bit more simple to actually line up. But then the combat side of stuff, I thought the combat was fucking awesome. It's not not complicated in the slightest, really. It's basically a game of rock, paper, scissors. So if the enemy slashes, you have to block. If they do the hard attack, you have to dodge. And then when the opening comes, you attack. It's as simple as that. But because everything's so fast-paced and sort of very cinematically shot, even though you're just playing rock, paper, scissors, I still thought it was really enjoyable to get into the combat encounters. You get Senua's mirror from the first game again, which slows down time for a very brief moment once you charge it up, which lets you just go, wail the sword on the enemies, especially for some of the harder ones. But it takes a while to charge up. And what I really enjoyed about the combat itself was when you defeat an enemy, you get a really sort of awesome cinematic where you stab them through the face or whatever, and then they bring the next enemy in like a completely not random, but like a massive variety of ways. So like one scene in sort of about in the middle of the game, you're in a village and you're fighting all these enemies, and you're sort of fighting with some humans on your side, and you only ever fight one enemy at a time. But as you kill one, for example, one of the other humans might fall into your view, being pinned down by one of the enemies, and so you run over, knock them off, and then you start fighting them. Or someone might throw someone into your line of sight, and then you start fighting them. And it's all again really cinematically shot. And I thought it was really awesome the way they did it. I've seen a lot of people say, "Well, you can't really fail, or you can't die," and you can die, but it is quite hard to die. Don't get me wrong. I think I died once throughout the entire game, but it's more the experience of it, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. It took me 6 hours, I think, to get through in total, which is, again, some people whinging that it's not long enough, but it's a fucking. I thought it was a brilliant 6 hours. I really enjoyed almost every moment of it, apart from, like I said, some of those moments where you are just walking slowly and not really doing a great deal. But yeah, like I said, the combat enjoyable, puzzles enjoyable, story really good, visually fucking stunning. yeah. Do you have any questions or anything you particularly want me to try and sell you on? Because I'm
The
sure
only
you've seen
thing
the discourse.
Yeah, the only thing I would say has maybe weight against it in regards to time. I don't think the size of the game is particularly a bad thing. I think because it's taken as long as it's taken to develop and it was built as like, I suppose it still is a AAA game and it was built as like a big building block for Microsoft. People wanted it to be more,
Hmm.
and it wasn't.
I think that's where a lot of the negativity is coming
Yeah.
from, because
I
people's
feel like-
expectations were expecting it to be like a Last of Us, for example, whereas it's more like a gritty hi-fi rush type thing. Like,
Yeah, and I think that's where the issue lies.
Yeah, and I think with the times of it being like, what I say, 6 hours, considering how long it was delayed, you're thinking, hang on a second, it's a 6-hour game. What was the delays?
I mean, you can see in like every moment, like I said, in the presentation as well as everything going on, why it took so long, because it really is like very impressively put
Somebody's getting
together.
arrested.
And there's a slight spoiler, but
Not
not
after me, no!
spoiler.
Ah!
Where,
Here's where you see my
coming
camera
for me.
go.
He likes Hellblade. No.
Oh no! Wait a minute.
So yeah, he's muted himself by accident as well by getting
Yep.
arrested. Ian,
I got so excited, I muted myself. What was I saying?
I've forgotten what I was saying now. So yeah,
Okay.
slight spoiler, because when you finish it, there's a reason to go back through it again. As far as I'm aware, nothing changes, like in terms of the gameplay and stuff, but the story and the exposition is delivered differently. I don't want to spoil too much yet because it's still relatively new, but it's probably I haven't played it all the way through again, but it's probably worth going through at least twice just to see an alternate perspective, as it were.
See, one of my friends played it, and he said it looks like, say, it looks beautiful, but they've really focused on something which is a common misconception, and that is they focus too much on graphics rather than gameplay.
Yeah.
And for me, it's all, and the same for him is like, for me, it's all about gameplay, all about the game itself, how much you can have fun with it. I'm not really too fussed by graphics. Graphics are great, you know, you want them to look good and stuff, don't get me wrong, but it's all about solidly all about the gameplay and what you're actually doing with your controller to actually the game. And that's why I think they've let themselves down, is they focus too much on the graphics and not much on the gameplay.
Again, I can see why people would say that as well, because there, like I said, there is a lot of time where you're just walking, but for me, it was the graphics combined with everything else going on, the you know, the combat scenarios and the puzzles, and even just the walking. Like they're always delivering something to you. They're always telling you part of the story, or characters are chatting away. You know, like how much I love a bit of a chat to the game characters.
All the characters talking to you.
They're constantly talking.
In your head.
It's like you are just walking, but there's very very few moments where there's not something happening. And I think if they'd stretched it out over, say, 20 hours, it probably would have got a bit much. But it's a nice 6-hour game, nice and short. Get through it, experience the story as it is, you know, interspersed with a bit of combat, a bit of puzzle making.
But no
hopefully,
hoping like anything like Game of the Year or anything.
It absolutely wouldn't be Game of the Year, no. I've already played a lot of games that I much prefer to it this year as it is. But I think it's a good
Nice
game for Xbox. It is nice. It's a good game for Xbox to sort of start the year off. Well, you know, I'm not necessarily start the year off because we're halfway through it, but you know what I mean? Like their first sort of salvo of like big new releases. It's not going to be for everyone, and yeah, but I think again, like you said, Ross, a lot of people are expecting more in terms of expanse, or you know, a full-on like a 3D world adventure, but it's much more crafted and it is very linear as well, but much more focused in what it's doing. It's not giving you this massive world to go and play in. It's just giving you a really tightly focused, visually stunning experience to go through for a few hours. Yeah, like I said, I really enjoyed it. I've seen some other reviews that were even higher than mine. I've seen some that are way lower. I've listened to various podcasts and YouTubers videos and stuff where everybody's all over the place. But yeah, for me, I would say definitely at least give it a go, especially if you've got Game Pass, obviously. But I liked it. I liked it a lot. So yeah. So Hellblade 2's out now. Obviously, we've got the showcase in a couple of weeks. Hopefully they'll show us some more awesome games that we can expect possibly this year. But we'll get to some news about that very, very shortly. Is anybody? Are you either of you going to try Hellblade? Have I won you over? Probably not, I imagine. But are you at least going to install it and give it a go? No. I can't hear you, Ross. I'm sorry. I'm just saying yes, Jamie.
I'd need to play the first one first, and I have no motivation to play the first one, so by default, the second one gets no looking.
They do a very good recap at the beginning, which is like a 5-minute video where they basically go through the story and what happened in the first one.
Okay.
Which does do the job, I think. But yeah, the first one's a great game as well.
I feel like more games need to have that in it, like a good recap.
Yeah, it's definitely required, especially again for such a story-heavy game, and it having been, how long I said it was 6-7 years, definitely was required. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I understand why some people wouldn't have done, but yeah, I thought it was really, really good. Well worth a playthrough. But then I like
recap.
Pardon?
Does Last of Us have a good recap?
It doesn't have a good recap, but it's one of the best games of all time, so you don't need it because you just play it every year like you should do. Speaking of, one thing I did think of, which I nearly put in my review, but I took it out, was I think if Xbox now give Ninja Theory a bit of time to cook and stew and build up their next stuff, I honestly think they could turn into like their version of Naughty Dog. So like Naughty Dog obviously have the technical stuff down to a fucking art at this point, as well as obviously the gameplay and the story and stuff. I think if they give them a bit of time, give them whatever they need, a bit more staff, blah blah whatever, I think they really could make something that could rival Naughty Dog's output on Xbox. But yeah, that also didn't seem to be a very popular opinion when I saw someone else put it out, and they got absolutely shafted. So maybe I'll just keep that one to myself for now, and whoever's watching now, hi. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. So yeah, my review's up on Xbox Tavern now. XboxTavern.com now. You can go read it if you so wish. And yeah,
it was a good read.
Game.
It was a good read.
Thank you very much. I'll try my best. Right. Like I said, I've got a lot of games, so I won't waffle on for a minute. I'll let one of you guys jump in. Ian, you're eating some chicken, so shall I leave you to?
No, it's fine. It's
Ian doesn't have a list.
It's digested. Don't worry.
I saw that you put a bit of Human Fall Flat on.
I did. So last month, so last month they brought out 2 new levels. One's called Port, one's called Underwater.
Yep.
So I thought I'll jump in and, as always, get all those achievements in it, so it stays completed. I definitely recommend this for Project Game Plus. I think just the amount of
I'd be totally game with it. I've never played it.
Frustration I could see happening and anger towards each other.
Is it Human Fall Flat or Human Fall Flat 2?
No, Human Fall Flat 1. 2's coming out soon.
Yeah, 2's not out yet, but
it's just an announcement trailer. So that's
yeah. So Human Fall Flat is just brilliant. It's like kind of physics based, similar to like what is it? Sort of like Gang Beasts, kind of like
Gang Beasts.
Yeah, so kind of like weird, like it's difficult to move your character around and kind of grab and pull things up. But it's also kind of fun and hilarious at the same time. Like you can grab hold of people as well, and again do annoying things. You can obviously sometimes you can like move a block so you hold it in place, and then someone else jumps on it, and then jump over the wall to kind of help out. You can also like swing on the wall, if you want to. But yeah, it's just very much sort of puzzly elements towards it. You've kind of got to work out how to progress the level and stuff, and obviously you can work together or you can work alone. For example, you can see in the trailers now where people's like moving a kind of like a conveyor, but obviously it helps if someone's in it. The same again, this bit there now where I was supposed to say you can throw yourself through.
Yeet!
Yeah, so that's it. You knock the wall down, then you launch yourself over it afterwards, or you can, and it's just kind of good fun at that. It's sort of physics based.
Did you play it on your own?
Yeah, so I played a bit. I just went online with randoms.
Okay.
I did one level on my own. I did the underwater. I did underwater and port complete level like together with some randoms, and then I kind of did all the miscellaneous stuff on my own.
Get Jay play the water levels. He'll be fine on that.
If I was going to say, I actually played the underwater level with my youngest last weekend. I think it was. She loves playing it. It's a great game to play with the kids, definitely.
Yeah, it's just kind of randomness element towards it. And like I said, when you're doing the puzzles and going through the level, You have to work together, camaraderie, but also you can get really annoyed at people, especially when someone's trying to, some say, jump over a wall and they're struggling, and you're like, get out of the way, let me jump. But
I think, like you said, with the 5 of us, or possibly more, I think it would be a hilarious time.
Yeah, because it's up to 8 people per level, so you've got kind of good kind of ground for it. So, but yeah, I think some of the early levels are kind of nice and simple when they move along, but some of the DLC levels they've brought out are ridiculous, but also quite good fun as well at the same time. And it's all quite linear as well, so you will never really get too stuck. And example, if you do get a missing item, you kind of say you drop an item off the world, and it respawns. Or if you do get completely stuck, you can just restart the host can restart the checkpoint, and that brings everything back to how it was on the previous checkpoint. And the checkpoints are quite generous as well, so it's not like you have to go through a long slog.
If I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it works still with like randoms online, but only one of you's got to make it to the next checkpoint, and then everybody else can just respawn at that one. Which fall off the world too. So you don't all have to make it over every obstacle if someone's really stuck.
And same thing with achievements as well, obviously, because Stan and me, I love them. If one person does the requirements in the level, everyone who's in that level gets the achievement as well. So it's quite useful that way, especially if you're. But yeah, I say with the puzzle elements and stuff, if someone does get past it, or somehow if they kind of say jump over a wall, they shouldn't be jumping over, and they get the checkpoint, it's all fair game. Everyone kind of goes through. I think it happened in one of the water levels. I think it was underwater. No, it was port. Some guy just managed to find a way over a wall to get to a different checkpoint, and then everyone just fought in and got the checkpoint. It's like, hang on a second. I was like 2-3 checkpoints before that when you do the game normally. Like, how did you get that far quickly without a checkpoint? So
yeah, it's quite freeform, isn't it? Like if you can do it, it counts. Like you said, there's no penalty really for skipping over or figuring.
But I think they kind of embrace that as well. So it's not like obviously there's good linear way. There's a correct path to do the level, but also you can, like example, if you tweak it away, or example, say sometimes you got there's one. I think there's one level. I can't remember what it's called. We have to kind of use 3 switches. We've only got like a box. So you can move the box, do a switch, go through, get a box, pull it out, put another switch. That door opens, and you go pull that box through. But then if you've got more people just stand on the switches, and then you walk through the last door, and then the checkpoint loads. So it's like it kind of embraces working together as well, rather than if you're on your own, you've got options to pull the box through to put it on the switch. But if there's more than one person, it kind of can help you move the level on quicker as well.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, no, definitely. I think when everybody's back, because obviously you're off for a few weeks, and then very soon I'm off for a little while. Maybe once everyone's back and stuff, we definitely should jump into it and give it a game.
Yes, I recommend. Even though I've completed it, I would love to do that. I think it'd be quite chaotic, and I just want to see Voss get proper Scottish as well. So
I will make sure there's alcohol on tap for that night.
Yes, it definitely needs to be a drinking stream. We need to come up with some sort of drinking game.
Although I did hear that because I'd had a couple of drinks last week, I was very talkative on last week's show, and nobody else could get a word in edgeways. Apparently, it was it was highlighted to me last week that I didn't shut the fuck up during the podcast. So
I can't say I noticed, but don't know. Go back and listen to Xbox Tavern.
Yeah.
Episode
I can't say I noticed, but now I need to rewatch it again to see how much you did talk.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, in that case, then Ross, let's get you talking, shall we?
Yes. How can I
tell us about? I mean, we've got fucking dealer's choice here. Let's get it out of the way. Come on. Give me
it's not what you're thinking to get worried about in regards to the FM chat. It's not the network save, although that has been getting played and it started off as a fantastic new start to a season. But I have been jumping into try to challenge myself, give myself a bit of something to do before the next one launches, and I am attempting a Pentagon challenge. So
what would be a Pentagon challenge? So
there is 5 major continental cup competitions for club teams. Champions League.
Ian, why did I ask a question? What did I do?
Yeah.
I'm just doing my chicken.
So basically, there's 5 of them, hence the Pentagon part of it. You need to create a new manager, 0 attributes, 0 qualifications. Basically, like any of us jumping into management, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, when you first start it, nobody's really interested in you because you have no qualifications, but you obviously need to cover all the different areas. So you've got Africa, Asia, America, Europe, and I forgot the other one. Who have I not said?
Elsewhere.
South America. Sorry, South America.
South America.
So obviously nobody in Europe's going to come and try and sign you because they've got far too much prestige. Usually the same with South America, same with America. So you usually end up starting in the arse end of nowhere. So for my save, I have started in the South African second division. So that is where I am just now. Well, sorry, I'm telling lies. I've just been promoted to the main South African league. So originally, like initially, you want to start building up your reputation so you can try and move to one of the bigger clubs, which allows you to sort of complete that region's Continental Cup till you can move on to a different one. Obviously, Europe usually tends to be the last place you go because you usually don't have to have the highest reputation to get there, but people would say it's probably easier once you get to Europe. It just takes a while to get there. It's a very long save. It's not something that you're going to knock out quickly, so it will probably take me until after the new game launches. Luckily, you can port your saves over in Football Manager, so I will be able just to take this into FM 2025 and then finish it off on that. But first season in the South African second division with the various different rules you need to learn. It's not just like European football as we know it. So you have to have a minimum of 4 under 23 players in your matchday squad. You can't sign non-South African goalkeepers. Just goalkeepers.
Is that a real world rule? Or is that just...
Yeah, that's the rules that's set for that league. Yeah. So that is what you have to work around as well. So if you've got no South African goalkeeper, you can't play a game. You need to find a South African goalkeeper. Yeah, it's interesting to say the least. But yes, that has been my Football Manager. Network save, season started. Eliminated in the Carabao Cup by Bristol City. They look like they're winning that as an early tournament.
Can I ask a question on the main one, the one before the so let's say do you open all the leagues up or do you just
Jay's about to kill you for asking questions.
Sorry.
I just seen the eyes
kicking quickly. I was like, I need to ask a question before he goes on that way.
The death stare I was giving you for the camera just then.
So what I do is, because I know Europe is the last one, I don't open the European leagues because I know that's probably going to be the last one. So I open in Africa as the game's installed. South Africa is the only league that's on it. I downloaded a couple of custom databases that added in Egypt and Tunisia or Morocco, one of the two. It adds in basically in a couple of African leagues, so you've got more choices in Africa. Asia, I open up to all the Asian countries that you can have leagues in. And then usually I leave America in as well because there's only 3 that you need to worry about in that way: Canada, US, and Mexico. And then I leave South America and I leave Europe turned off. And then ones that I've won maybe 1 or 2 of the continental competitions, I'll load them in. But I always have custom databases set up, so it loads up all the players from every country in the world, but doesn't load up the leagues, so it doesn't slow down the actual game.
That's what I was going to say, because obviously if you haven't got there some of the people, then obviously it's difficult to make.
Yeah, so I've got 100, I think in my game there's 150,000 players loaded in the database, but I've only got 4 regions set up out of the 6. I've got 3 regions set up out of the 5.
Cool. That was it.
Nice.
Second question.
Oh, no.
Are you ever going to leave your club in the main save, or are you just going to stick to...
What, in my network save or my Football Manager save?
Network save.
Network save, no, I'll never leave Brighton.
Why?
I have no interest in doing it.
The whole point of it is like you win 2 things, then you move on to some another team.
No, I make a dynasty. I've taken Brighton from where they are to winning 4 Champions Leagues, Premier Leagues. I've brought in.
So that's a dynasty already, though.
60 or 70 youth products that I'm going to build up and recreate another super team with. No, I will never leave Brighton.
Hopefully, get sacked, man.
That could happen. I've already said, wait your turn, Jay. I've already been told that if I don't win domestic silverware this season, that my job's on the line. Having won as much as I've won for Brighton, and yet they still want me to win more domestic cups.
Numbers got to go up, mate.
Exactly. Got to pay the bills.
So,
you want to
well,
play Dynasty? Keep fucking winning, mate.
my fucking bank balance says I'm paying the bills. Anyway, Jay, continue.
It was only a silly question. Have you ever been to Brighton? Oh, look at that. It's a poser.
Calls himself a
Pony.
fan.
Get him out.
You literally can't get any further away in England.
I know. That's what I thought. I was like,
I have to call it like I'm in the middle part of Scotland to go to the very fucking southeast of fucking England.
well, next time you come to London, it's not that far. It's only 2 hours on the train from London, I think, pretty much.
It's also if you go along the M25 because that's the big derby, Brighton and Crystal Palace, which is called the M25 derby.
There you go. See? Easy. It's lovely down there. We can go down all the shops and stuff. Lovely.
Walk around with various different Brighton tops.
I had the worst pizza of my life down there, though, so...
Oh, that's not good. Fuck, I might have to leave if we've got shit pizza. Fuck that. I'm not being represented with a club that's got shit pizza.
So you'll be not be getting no pizza. Crunch
Somehow
down
it
in
was
Brighton.
burnt and undercooked at the same time.
What the fuck?
So,
Yes. Well, we've had a lot of good times down in Brighton, but we
of course,
look forward to Manager Ross,
Manager Ross, not captain.
representing Brighton. Is it Brighton?
Brighton and Hove Albion is the
Yeah,
full name
yeah,
of the team,
okay.
and then Bristol City is the other team.
Yes. Nice. Thank you very much. Any more Football Manager chat? I don't know why I asked that
The
question,
league
but
season, the league is shaping up to be an incredible league season. Both teams neck and neck on points at the top of the league. Goal
We've
difference
played each other,
separating
yeah.
them. We have played each other. We've literally just played each other the last time we were on at Bristol City's home ground and ended in a draw.
ooh.
So it's shaping up to be a very, very entertaining season.
Do you know what? I know I give you shit for this because it's not my wheelhouse, but I do enjoy how much
Oh,
you
fucking
get
like
into-
so
get into the
invested.
Football Manager. So it's really good. I wish I had something that I got that invested in. It's so
no,
good.
you're like Ross has his Football Manager, Graham has his Ultimate Team and FIFA. What have me and you got, Jay? We've got nothing.
I just got lots of random
Sports
shit.
can just drag you in. You get invested.
I've got achievements. That's about it.
You get achievements, exactly. But you're retired, Ian, so that doesn't count.
Of course.
Yeah, well, you must be retired. He's been less than
1.6 for a year and a half now.
Yeah, that's absolutely slacking. But yeah, that's good. Keep the Football Manager chat coming. That's what we like to hear. Nice. Good.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. All right. Well,
let me say nice for you.
I do need a shirt that just says nice. I can just hold it up. Let me jump back in then, if that's all right, with another more recent release. Bit of XDefiant. We teased it earlier on. I've been playing quite a lot this week, actually. A lot more than I expected to. New Ubisoft first-person shooter in the vein of COD / Overwatch, I think. It's
Not as bad as Crossfire, is it?
No. It's actually. I'm enjoying it so much more than I thought I would. It's like a 6v6 shooter, like objective-based shooter. So you got stuff like capture the flag, not capture the flag. Is it called domination?
Domination.
You've got A, B, and C, and you've got to capture
domination.
them. You've got one where you got escort a package that moves on its own, but obviously you've got to stay near it from A to B.
I've got a package
and
to escort, Jay.
Oh, yeah.
And there's
They're all
another one.
flustered. It's like, oh,
Yeah, you threw me
what
off
was I
now.
saying?
There's another game mode that's eluding me right now. Oh, it's one like King of the Hill. where
King of the
it
Hill, I was
moves
going to
around
say,
the map.
surely there has to be a King of the Hill in it.
Yeah, they're the only ones I've played. I don't know if there's any more that you sort of will be coming later on or not. But
So
it's
what
very
games
fast.
are represented?
So the teams you can pick from are I forget their official names, but as you said, the games they're based upon is The Division, Splinter Cell, Rainbow Six.
You need to
Far
narrow
Cry.
down Rainbow Six.
It's just Rainbow Six, I think. Is it Rainbow Six?
It's not Siege Operators.
No, it's not. They're not characters from these games. It's just like factions based upon the
right,
games.
okay.
And then the last one is DeadSec, but you have to actually unlock that by getting stupid like 700,000 XP, or you can buy it, obviously.
Obviously.
Each faction's got 3 characters. Again, you only start with 1 character in each faction, but you can unlock more by getting a stupid amount of XP or paying for them. And each character has got each faction has got their own specific power you can use. So I've been using a lot of Division 1 because it's all based around fire, naturally. And you get one of two powers you can have which recharge slowly. One of which is like a drone that fires like a flamethrower. It flies forward and just blows up at the end, but it fires a massive flamethrower around all the way along. Or you can get one where it explodes a massive like area of effect around you, just everything burns for a few seconds. Or you can use the Splinter Cell faction, which gives you the option to either scan the local area for enemies or turn yourself invisible for a little bit. And then each character can have a different loadout, so you can have like a assault rifle, shotgun, LMG, sniper rifle, which they come with their own, grenades and landmines and flashbangs and stuff like that. You can customize them, but to customize them properly, you need to level up something rotten. I unlocked the AK-47 earlier on, and to even just put a scope on it, I've got to get to like level 4, and and I've played a few hours with it, and I'm not even on level 2 yet. So it's
What?
a proper grind to get
You
to
need
the stuff you
to
actually
level
want.
up just to use a.
And considering
Yeah,
it was
so-
double XP for guns this weekend, that's really bad.
That's why me and Dan played a little bit earlier on. So it's double XP at the minute, but each gun levels up separately, so you don't level up the character.
Oh, okay, so it's
you level
guns
up
and
the
things
guns
separate.
themselves.
Oh, right.
So if you level up the gun, you get different scopes and
Because holy shit, that was taking the piss for a second.
yeah. So I think my gun you start with, the default like assault rifle, I got to like level 8 or 9. But then the AK-47 is slightly more powerful, so I switched over to it. It's obviously a free-to-play game, which is why there's a lot of grinding and a lot of stuff you could just pay to boost yourself up if you want to. There's not too much in terms of shenanigans going on just yet. Excuse me. Everybody seems to be stuck with the default characters. I haven't really seen anyone with any further unlocks or
600
like
levels deep.
Yeah. But in terms of the actual like moment-to-moment gameplay, I'm surprised how much I'm enjoying it. It basically plays like Call of Duty Modern Warfare, like the original old school one, like we were talking about. I think it was last week. It's not too complicated. There's no like kill streaks or rewards or anything like that. It literally is just your power and your grenade or whatever you got, and it's super fast-paced, super reactive, super. Like the levels themselves are quite well designed, so it's not just, you're not funneled down one corridor where you can't get past. There's loads of different routes and options to go around, and especially when it comes to the escort mode, which is by far my least favorite mode because it's the one that I always seem to get shafted. Yeah, but even when we're doing terribly, which is most of the time, it's still quite a lot of fun because there's so many different routes and ways of attacking to try and either defend it or to actually get it moving. It's sort of different every time. And like I said, I played with Daniel, ladies' favorite Dan, shout out, earlier on for a couple of hours, and we had a great time.
How did you cope?
We were both as bad as each other, to be fair, but we both did pretty well at certain moments. There's a couple of games where, in fact, there was one game which I meant to share with you lot. Me and him were top of the leaderboard.
Deaths don't count.
Oh shit! In that case,
so you can't search by the amount of times you've died.
We had top kills and top points. I can't remember the game mode we were playing, but yeah, we were top of the leaderboard for one game.
What did you then realise it was filtering by alphabetical order?
Yeah,
That's it.
I couldn't believe it because I was like, "Oh, Dan, I need to check this." Oh shit, we were.
Did you screenshot it?
I did. I'll share it with you later on.
Tell us your proof. I'm not believing it.
Yeah.
But yes, it's really good. I'm enjoying it a lot. Like I said, apart from the grind, they've had some issues apparently with like hit detection and that, which I think I've definitely come across once or twice. But generally, it's been pretty good, like pretty solid to play, and I think it would be a fun Project Game Pass game, even though again it's not in Game Pass, for the group of us to get together. I know Graham's not a big fan of sort of Call of Duty online shooters and stuff, but it's so easy to play. It's not like there's a lot of tryhards on
shooter,
there,
which I like. When the month I'm off.
Yeah, well, you can always join us when you come back. We can play it again.
Bring my Rikishi and play him.
It's really, really good. Way more enjoyable than I expected it to be, and yeah, I've sort of been today. I've been bouncing. I played a bit of that with Dan, like I said. Went back to Last of Us. stopped playing Last of Us, went back to XDefiant for another hour, went back to Last of Us. It's bouncing back and forth. It's really, really good. I'm surprised. Like I said, the grind is a bit much, but yeah, it'd be a lot of fun, I think, if we get together and have a game.
How do you find the time?
Very, very soon. Well, I was very, very lucky. I got left home alone for a few hours today, which is why the only reason I had the chance to even attempt it today.
I had to leave the house to get that. That's why on a 10k one.
Anyway, yeah, well worth a go. Give it a download and give it a play. And there's like I said, it's easy enough to just jump into. You don't read. In fact, the tutorial I don't think was even enabled until today. So just jumping in.
What?
Well, when you load up the menu, you've got quick play, sort of unranked play, rank play, and then like practice. But up until today, it wasn't even enabled. So I was like, well, I guess I'm not practicing then. I'm
just fucking right in the deep end.
Right in the deep end.
Get in there and give it a try. And that's the best way to do it. But yeah, it's well worth a play, definitely. And I enjoy it just because, like I said, it's more like the old school online shooters that I played back in my youth.
Back in today.
Where I used to be somewhat competent. I'm not very good at XDefiant, but I'm getting there. Yeah, but I look forward to playing with you lot at some point very, very soon indeed. Gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Ross. I know Ian's got nothing else on the docket other than so do you want to tell us a bit about
Next time we talk about an hour for Duolingo, then no.
So I've decided to. I was always planning on going back to Baldur's Gate, and I've decided I'm going to start up my. I say I'm going to start up my evil character. I don't know how long that idea is going to last. I always start wanting to play like an evil character, and then like I meet one of the companions or like goodies that are in my team that I really like, and then they disapprove of bad actions, and I'm like, oh, okay. I won't do it anymore. I'm sorry. Don't hate on me. So it's starting off that I'm going to be doing the sort of Dragonborn. I'm sure that's what they're called. Dark Urge playthrough, which is the most sort of sadistic and just murder every cunt that you can possibly murder type playthrough. But we'll see how long it lasts and see if I can actually see it out to. I mean, I guarantee as soon as I meet like Gale and Karlach, I'll probably be like, right, I'm sorry, I'll stop being a dick anymore. I don't mean it.
You've changed my ways.
Yeah, sorry. Like, I think, like, if I'd just been, like, Lizelle and, I don't know, I'm trying to think, somebody else who's a bit of a cunt, so you could probably get away with it a wee bit. Yeah, but Jay's not in the game. Jay's catching strays here. If it had just been like that, or, like, I know there's the other character I didn't get in my playthrough because I was a goodie, Minfrandra, whatever her name is. She's a bad companion, so she would probably be alright for it, but I'll need to see how it gets on once I get my BFFs back in the squad.
Yeah, fair enough indeed. We're special guest Pete. We need him, eh?
Exactly.
He could tell you all
teach
about
me the ways of the evil playthrough.
Yeah, I'm sure. I know he's played through it once. I'm sure he's already planning a second playthrough at some
he's
point.
definitely. I think he's on his third playthrough. I think he's done his Dark Urge playthrough as well.
Yeah, it sounds about right, special guest Pete. He does indeed like to play all these RPGs in as many ways as possible, multiple times, which is good. Enjoy yourself. Why not? Eh? That's what video games are for.
I think I've done one. I think I've done one playthrough of the Mass Effect series as a renegade, and I think it fucking broke my heart. And I was like, I can't do this shit. Like, watching Garrus die, I was like, no.
Yeah, I have tried to play the Mass Effect games again. And like you said, like be a renegade, but I never ever got very far because I'm like, no, this isn't right. No. I just want to save the galaxy. I don't want to burn it down.
I want to be nice.
I'm a hero.
I want to be nice, as everyone should be. All right, cool. Well, that's a bit of Baldur's Gate 3. Let us know how your evil journey goes. I've got a very couple. I've rapid fire through these other two because we're obviously going quite long here. We've still got the news to get to. The Glass Staircase is like a retro style Sega Saturn PS1 survival horror game. Really, really short. It's like an hour and a half. It's basically set in like this mansion where these four girls are being sort of held hostage, as it were, and you take turns in playing through them. The first one slight spoiler, but
Take
it is
turns
what it is.
doing what to them?
Playing with them. First one dies a very gruesome death, Ian. Just so you don't just enjoy yourself. And then the mystery unfolds from there. You end up playing as the final girl for the majority of the game, and she unravels the mystery. It's quite good. It's not going to set the world on fire, and it's not anywhere near as good as the original Resident Evils or the like that inspired it. But it's enjoyable. Hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever you want to
What's it called
go
again?
for. The Glass Staircase. The combat's pretty crap, but as you would expect, you only get to actually do any combat for the last half an hour of the game anyway, and it's a lot of just like simple puzzle solving again, much like we were saying about Hellblade. There's nothing really too taxing in it. The only time I really got stuck was I didn't know where the fuck I was going, so I was just running around the mansion for ages. Going, what am I doing? I've literally been everywhere, and then it turns out that one of the doors I tried to open, I could open, but for some reason the first time I went there, it wouldn't let me open it. So that was the end of that. But yeah, it's decent enough. Well worth a look. So my review's up on xboxtavern.com right now. And the last one, which I'm not sure if one of you two, maybe Ian, might be more interested in, Indica. It's again like a 3D, sort of similar to Hellblade. If Hellblade was like made on like a proper indie budget, so it's 3D like narrative adventure basically. There's some puzzle elements to it, but nothing too complicated. But it's all about like this girl called Indica who's in a nunnery, and the whole point of the story is to explain why she's there, what's happened, and she basically wants to escape. And so when she gets sent out on a delivery, basically to send a letter to someone, shit goes sideways, and she ends up on all sorts of crazy adventures. But because she's not like your traditional nun, as it were, she's not just sitting there, devoutly religious to God and all this sort of stuff. She sees things in a weird way, and so a lot of it is like weird gameplay elements. Like she gets points every time she does something like light a torch or solve a puzzle or speak to someone or what have you. And the loading screens keep saying like, don't bother with the points, they're pointless. You literally don't get anything for them, but you can't help but sort of collect them anyway, just in case. And I'm not going to spoil it, obviously, but there's a point to the points without there being a point to the points, if that makes sense. It doesn't make sense. But
Points make prizes.
Why does it look like I just watched a trailer for 20 different games?
Exactly. It's
bit.
it's
what the
incredibly
fuck?
weird. Like a lot of people, I don't really know the reference, but a lot of people were comparing it to like an A24 film. Not something I would be familiar with in the slightest. But it's very well shot, like weird, camera angles and weird presentation. And at times, like the characters will be talking, and then it'll just cut off mid-sentence. And at first, I was like, "What the fuck was that?" But I think it's intentional because it's just got that weird sort of offbeat pacing where there's nothing's ever really explained, but nothing's ever sort of left to linger. Like you get a scene, and then they move on. They don't go, what the fuck just happened? Like you just carry on. And there's one bit where you're riding like a bicycle with this other character that you meet, and it starts playing like this chiptune music over the back of it, like you're playing a game, and you sort of getting points as you're riding, and then it devolves into some weird shit which I won't even get into, but it's really weird.
Sounds bizarre.
She's got, again, like Hellblade, she's got like voices in her head which are sort of like taunting her the whole time. It's not like they're whispering constantly. It's just like, basically, I think it's like the devil, and she's like it's like the good and bad on the shoulder type thing. Like you mustn't do this, so you must do this, and it's all weird, very very weird. And then at certain points you get puzzles where like the world almost explodes, and she has to pray to bring it back to reality. And they do quite clever elements where like platforms will separate, and then to pray you bring it back, and then you can walk across the platform and then stop praying, and they'll separate again to get you to the next bit, and so on and so forth. It's quite cleverly done, but it's only done once or twice throughout. Really really weird game. Again, not something I would necessarily recommend everybody play, but if you like something a bit different, I would look into, at least watch the trailer or watch a gameplay stream or something. It's bizarre, but I enjoyed it.
It does sound like a good game for Game Pass.
a Game Pass game would be. I mean, if it came to Game Pass, it would be fucking ideal to just check out. Again, very short as well. Maybe same length as Hellblade, maybe 6-7 hours. And I don't want to spoil. You can't spoil too much because the whole point is the story. But it's just weird. When it got to the end and it finished, I was like, "What the fuck just happened?" I had no idea. And it's one of the first games in a long time I actually went and Googled it or asked Jeeves, and I was like, "What the fuck happened at the end of Indica?" And then people were explaining it, and it's open to interpretation.
I was going to say, is it one of these ones where there's no right or wrong answer?
Yeah, there was lots of different ideas, and some of which I agreed with, some of which I didn't, and that'll do for that. It's good. It's well worth a play, but certainly, again, if you're into something a bit different, but much like Hellblade, don't go in expecting too much from what will be a relatively linear, bizarre time for an evening or two. But again, reviews up on XDefiant.com right now. And that's about it I've been playing this week. Only 6 or 7 games this week.
Just a couple.
Nothing.
Just a couple.
Nothing at all.
Go out to mine one.
Nothing at all. And you'll be pleased, Ian, that I've barely got any achievements in any of them. So, other than the essential ones.
I mean, he did quite a good job at the glass staircase. Just let you know.
Yeah, no, that wasn't intentional. I literally couldn't have got any less than that.
Don't just embrace it, Jamie. Don't be like that.
I know. I always like to look after I finish the game, just in case there's anything particularly interesting. And the only one there I think I had left was to read all the diary notes, which I thought I did. Obviously, I didn't, so I'm not doing it again. Because
You must have missed one.
I must have missed at least one or two because I think it's 2 sets. Anyway, doesn't matter. Lots of video games been played. Lots of wonderful video games. You can go check them out. Like I said, on xboxtavern.com, lots of reviews up on there now. But for now, should we get into the news?
Let's do it.
We've been flying on all the games we've been playing. Let's rapid fire through the news. Ross, I've been talking for way too long. So can you please...
You need like a little graphic that says news.
Can you please tell us about what's going on with Call of Duty Black Ops 6?
I can confirm that the showcase will be the second part of the Xbox show on June 9th. Not sure who's going to be sitting up to watch it, because I presume that it's going to be probably an hour-long show, and the other one's going to be, 2-hour show? I suppose that's only going to be just as we go live. It'll be running while we're live, so we'll be able to give you up-to-date news as it drops. Or we could actually just run the little show on this and just talk as it's going on. But
we could.
So games set in the early 1990s during the Gulf War, apparently. And there's not really much else that's been confirmed apart from that. The only real big news is it's reportedly going to be included in Game Pass at launch.
That's a big news.
So it's only reportedly. It's nothing is confirmed as of yet. It looks like it's going to be an October launch, but there has not been a confirmed report saying that it will definitely be in there for Game Pass. But the fact that they're even talking about it makes me think that they're going to drop the bombshell at the showcase saying this is going to be day and date.
Yeah, I think because that was inside the game, and I think when they were saying about the details of it and what it was, because obviously they initially teased it with the black bar over the name, didn't they? Saying, "Oh, there's a showcase after." Everybody immediately went, "Call of Duty," and now they confirmed Black Ops 6. What's the tagline? That's in the Truth Lies or something, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one with the I forgot what they're called.
It's the monuments, isn't it?
But I forgot what it is called.
But they got the flags over them.
That's all I can think
Mount
of.
Rushmore, that's the one.
Mount Rushmore, thank you. Apparently, I read something that carries on from Black Ops Cold War, which is the last one I reviewed, wherever 2 or 3 years ago, whenever it was. And that was really good, just like the campaign. I never really played a Black Ops though before that, so I don't know whether there'll be callbacks to, like you keep saying, like the numbers and all the other stuff going on with it, or if they're just gonna move it on for a new generation, perhaps. Is it I want to say Mason. Is it Mason?
Yeah.
Is he dead? Is he around still? Or, spoilers.
I
for
don't know if
Black
he's
Ops,
dead
I
or not.
suppose.
Spoilers for the Black Ops games that you may or may not have played.
I don't remember if he was in Cold War or not. Like I said, if he was, it meant nothing to me because I haven't played any of the other ones. But yeah, that's the big news. It's coming after the showcase. Very heavily rumored to be in Game Pass day one. Obviously, I'm assuming you guys are going to play it day one. Or
Yeah,
not
definitely.
day
I
one,
wouldn't say
it's-
day one. I would say
Well,
day.
I probably will play day one solely because it's in Game Pass. Had it not been in Game Pass, I probably wouldn't have.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that one. Like we said last week, I've always enjoyed the Call of Duty campaigns, but I've never been particularly keen since Modern Warfare, like the original trilogy, to actually go out and buy it day one. But if it's including Game Pass, what have you got to lose?
Why would you not?
Why would you not, indeed? So what do you reckon they're going to show? Do you reckon because generally they tend to do like big multiplayer reveals on, around June, July time for it. Do you think we're going to see campaign, multiplayer, one or the other, both?
Zombies.
Zombies can get a bin.
I know it's probably going to be zombies, isn't it? I always seem to churn that down our throats.
I'd like to see a proper like single player campaign reveal like they used to do at the Xbox events way back when, that they edited for time and they cut forward and then you've got a bit of gunplay going on. But if it's a whole showcase just for that game, surely we're going to get a bit more than a 3 or 4 minute trailer where they actually dive into maybe the mechanics, or maybe they're going to show how they've expanded the multiplayer or the campaign itself.
I mean, you'd like to think so, but
Depends. It depends how long it is. Like you said, if it's like Starfield was 45 minutes, was it?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe we can expect something a bit more meaty like that. As much shit as obviously Activision get and Call of Duty gets and stuff, I'm quite interested to see what they bring out or what they show us at the very least in a couple of weeks' time.
I mean, yeah, it's going to be. Well, it's their big money making, isn't it? At the end of the day, so they've got to get it right.
Well,
the first time.
this is the whole payoff for the Activision Blizzard deal. This is
the game they've got to do.
yeah.
They've got
This
to
is it.
fix
This is
mistakes.
the eggs in the basket. And if this shits the bed, then it's like, oh dear.
Microsoft bought Call of Duty and made it shit.
Yeah, and that's what it'll be. They might have had fuck all to do with it, but
It's probably why they played safe with Black Ops.
yeah, Treyarch's the one who's dealing with it as well, who have got a good track record
Well, yeah,
of the games.
Like you said, this is going to be going to have been in development for 3
Yeah,
or 4 years.
but
at least
that's
at this point,
inconsequential. Xbox now owns it, so if it's shit, it's Xbox's fault.
Yeah. And do you think, obviously, it's still coming to PlayStation, as they said, part of the deal and stuff when they bought them, but do you think they'll try and not win people over, but persuade people to come to Xbox with maybe Game Pass at launch is a few days before the actual proper release?
I'm making
Like it released on PlayStation 4 days later or something, or they
I can
get
see it happening.
extra
4 at
maps
least.
or skins or something early.
I can see that happening. Skins or at least 4 days early.
Yeah, I was going to say like different maps. Even something as simple and one that I think would get a lot of people just because of the subtlety of it and what it means for Call of Duty, but like XP boosters.
Game Pass perks, I suppose.
Yeah, so
XP
like
boosters
wee things like that, like to level you up a wee bit quicker.
Yeah.
I think if they box it clever with something like that, then that might be something that makes people go, oh, it means I get my diamond charms and my guns a bit quicker.
Because obviously they're going to lose out on a lot of money by putting in Game Pass for people who would normally buy it. But like you said, if they can convince people to sign up to Game Pass via XP boosts or skins or even, I don't know if do they do operators and stuff in Call of Duty? I don't suppose they do. Really.
No, it's more
just character
skins, isn't it? It's
and stuff, isn't
characters, yeah.
But yeah, there's got to be some sort of benefit other than obviously just getting in Game Pass, I think. But will that be allowed? I don't know. It's been a long time since we talked about that deal.
PlayStation's been doing it for years.
Yeah, but I mean,
Of course, it's Jamie's right. PlayStation does it. It's okay.
Yeah.
Opposition to the deal itself was that they were going to make it worse off on PlayStation by purchasing it. If they do something like that, do you think they might be?
You're not making it worse. You're not making it worse on PlayStation. You're just making it better on Xbox.
Yeah, the experience for the game is better on Xbox than it is on PlayStation.
But they're not dulling the quality or anything like that.
But I think Call
No.
of Duty, the most of the player base is PC anyway. So
Yeah, which again Microsoft will have wrapped up with on. Well,
Yeah.
obviously, I guess it'll be on Steam. But
I don't really see the big deal of
Microsoft
it.
Game
Oh,
Store.
it's going to be bad on PlayStation. I think you make it better on PC gamers and Xbox gamers, and you're fine. But yeah, predominantly, it's all pretty much PC players that play.
Yeah, it'd just be interesting to see what they can and can't get away with because, yeah, again, like if they're not, I'm not saying they're going to make the game play worse, but if you're getting extra XP boosts and extra this and that, it could be conceived as well. Xbox players are getting an advantage because they're getting more perks, earlier and stuff like that. But we'll see. I mean, it's the first one.
I would say, suck it, assholes.
Suck it, bitches.
Now, that's not very friendly, is it? We're all friends here. We love a bit of
Hashtag go fuck yourselves.
See, again, going back to XDefiant, I've been playing it on PlayStation and Xbox this week. It's perfect, brilliant. Keeping my progression on both.
You're just a wee bit of a game of slutty, aren't you? You just take it wherever it is.
Taking the fucking piss after us working hard people, you don't have time to game. You're like, I'm just going to game and all this time on both consoles.
At the same time as
Where's
well.
the Switch love, huh? Where's the Switch love?
If it was on Switch, I'd download it on Switch, but it's not.
It is on Switch.
XDefiant isn't on Switch.
I know it's not. I'd say
It's just
there's not a chance the Switch could run that.
That's what you think.
Yeah,
it's catching fire every time you move, but
yeah,
it'd be like playing Apex Legends on there. That was awful playing that on Switch.
Oh, that was dreadful. Yeah.
Yeah. So no chance.
But we love the Switch. There's no shitting on the Switch.
No, I do love the Switch, but just there's some things that don't work, and fast-paced first-person shooters is one thing. But yeah, so we'll see June 9th the showcase. We'll find out a lot more information then, and include obviously whether it is actually coming to Game Pass day one, and whether we get any sort of perks or bonuses on top of that as well.
Showcase, right?
Indeed. Just keeping with the Activision stuff, just slightly. There's lots of sales on at the minute for Call of Duty stuff and various other bits and pieces they got going on. I mean, if you want to go buy them before they come to Game Pass, fill your boots. But I imagine we're probably going to get some sort of information as to whether the other games will start coming into Game Pass as well at some point.
I'm never buying a game again.
We've got to buy games all the time, Ian.
Yeah.
I mean, after buying Moving Out 2 and then 2 days later goes to Game Pass.
That sucks. I will give him his anger on that one.
Yeah.
Literally,
see, that's different because that's not a first party game, so that your rage is justified. Whereas Activision stuff, it's all going to be coming eventually, whether you like it or not.
That's true.
There's literally no point in buying Call of Duty and stuff now. I wouldn't say anyway, personally, unless you really can't wait. Excuse me. Also supposed to be revealed at the showcase is a game called Doom: The Dark Ages. Ian, I know you're a bit of a fan of Doom, especially the recent ones. During the leaks last year, again to the Activision Blizzard stuff, there was Doom Year Zero was sort of one of the names in there. Supposedly, the final name is now the Doom: The Dark Ages. It's been in development for a few years, and it's basically a medieval take on Doom. So, Ian,
okay.
Does that do anything for you?
I mean, it's piqued my interest with the word Doom already, so yeah, why not? I mean, if they're changing the concept of a bit, that'd be quite cool because it's been a bit more of a rinse and repeat, especially the last two Dooms.
But can you really change them?
Well, it was quite samey before, wasn't it? It was really like, go this area, kill everything. Go the next area, kill everything. So at least
it probably will still be that, but it will just be have knights and goblins, maybe.
Yeah, probably right. Actually,
there's nothing wrong with that, though.
Element. Nope, kill everything.
Yes, I did quite like the original remake Doom. What I played of it, but I never finished it.
One.
Yeah, and I never finished. I played a little bit of Eternal, but I didn't really like the grappling hook stuff in Eternal.
Yeah, I must admit the 16 was for me better because it was pure gunplay.
Yeah,
and then they started bringing loads of different elements into the Eternal one. It got a bit weird. They had to grind for the powerful sword as well, and the bosses were a bitch as well.
Yeah, fair enough. So yes, hopefully we'll see more of that obviously in the showcase in a few weeks. Ross, are you a Doom guy? Don't know. No, for some reason you don't strike me as much of a retro style FPS shooter fan.
Nope, never been a fan of them. Not saying they're
Is
not
it-
potentially good games, but just they've never like. I tried to play Eternal, and I don't know, something about the having to constantly move and shoot to keep yourself healed up. I don't know. I just didn't enjoy it.
That's fair. That's fair. I think it's a not necessarily a generational thing, but like like me and Ian grew up playing like Quake and Doom. Well, not necessarily Doom, but Quake and Unreal and stuff like that. Whereas I feel like you probably avoided that side of things. A Wolfenstein.
I like Wolfenstein, to be fair, but
Wolfenstein's good, but that's a lot slower pace than something like Doom. Like, and Duke Nukem as well, the original Duke Nukem 3D. Wow, what a great game!
You want to dance? Shake it, baby.
Oh, I love that game. That's so good. Anyway, so yes, we'll find out a bit more about Doom very, very shortly, hopefully.
What is your one wish for the showcase?
Ross, have you got an answer to hand? Because I'm sort of
I do.
playing off
Yes,
in my head for a moment. Go on.
Fable to be launched this year. I don't care how ridiculous it is, right? I know it's not going to fucking happen, but it's a wish, and therefore I'm allowed to fucking wish it.
Okay. In that case, then, if we're just doing wishes, my wish is that Xbox go, do you know what? We'd really like to see Shenmue 4 come out. So we're going to reveal and release Shenmue 4 on... No, I mean, obviously, Gears of War 6. It's got to be... we need to see some Gears. Yeah, I want to see Marcus Phoenix, big, beefy body, come on screen and just smash some shit up. And then Kate come out and go, I've got a headache. And then go, shut up, get on with it. And just start fighting everybody. Yeah, I hope we see some Gears. In one shape or another. Some Gears of War. Do you reckon we'll see Perfect Dark? Obviously, there's a lot of scuttlebutt.
Well, it's been talked. We'll see something about it. I don't know what it is, but we're going to see something about it.
Beyond Good and Evil? They haven't teased that, didn't they?
Ian, we're never ever going to see Beyond Good and Evil again. Not a chance. As much as I would love to, we're never ever going to see Beyond Good and Evil again. Not a chance. The first game was fucking awesome. Really, really enjoyed that.
Why are you being such a negative Nancy, Joe?
We're never going to see it. Simple as that.
You know what game I would love them to bring back, which they teased ages ago. What was that one with like the dragon one with the guy with the headphones?
Scalebound.
Bring that. Make them...
Oh, please, because that looked fucking incredible.
There were murmurings, I should say, of them looking at potentially bringing Scalebound back, but I don't know if Platinum... Was it Platinum?
Platinum game.
I think it was Platinum, yeah. I don't know if they've just moved on and gone like, fuck you, and not doing it anymore. It did look quite fun, though.
It looked fucking incredible.
But there's only one good game with dragons in it this year, and that's Dragon's Dogma 2 Game of the Year. So we don't need any more this year. Let's move on from that. But yeah, so Ian, what do you want to see? Sorry, I can't remember if you said your...
I haven't, no. I mean, I know it's coming, but I wouldn't mind seeing some more details on Alan Wake 2 DLC. That'd be quite cool. But of course, if not, just give me Orange Box 3, Half-Life 3, Portal 3, Team Fortress 3.
I feel like my wish of Shenmue 4 was stretching it. But
that'll Brink too.
Fuck off, Brink. Get in the fucking bin.
We love a bit of Brink.
No, we don't.
No, Brink was something.
It was a game that came out.
It existed. That's all that needs said about it.
I mean, do you think any chance of seeing any Fallout? Or
don't play with me.
I think if the only thing we might possibly see is some sort of Fallout 76 DLC or to tie to the show or something maybe, but I don't think we're never ever going to get a trailer for whatever the next Fallout is. We're not even going to get a trailer for the next Elder Scrolls. I don't think. Nothing.
Starts the show with Fallout New Vegas remastered.
Yeah. So imagine that remastering Fallout. Or New Vegas 2. So he ties in with the show.
Oh, don't.
Not a chance. Not a fucking
Scissors
chance.
into
The mess in the pants would be unreal.
Yeah. I mean, we're sort of skipping over the big one here. Halo. Do you reckon we'll get any news on
Halo could get a bin.
Some sort of Halo something?
Nah.
Whether it be a new game or I know they sort of stopped updating Infinite now, but maybe the Battle Royale or something that we might.
That's what I mean. I think if Halo made a Battle Royale, they might still be relevant. They fucked up by trying to be all high and mighty, saying it doesn't need a battle royale. When the
I mean, it
whole
doesn't need a battle royale, but at this point,
Oh, but it would be fucking awesome though.
it would be fucking awesome in battle royale because that's so simple to make as well.
It could work. I personally I prefer the arena style shooter a bit, but
think of like all the different skins.
Keep that.
Think of all the different skins and that you could put in it. So you'd automatically have
everyone will look different.
Exactly, that automatically have a way in there. Bit of reach, wee bit of ODST from
it's
the
only so
coverman.
many colours, Ian. You can't have that many different colours.
Listen, if you're gaming with Ian, you fucking better have.
You fucking better have different colours.
You fucking better be. Every single one of these better different helmets, different fucking colours, the works.
Just colours is fine. You know, you can have the same helmet as long as it's different shades of colours. That's fine. And don't take shades. It has to be different colours.
Yeah.
One can't be light blue, one can't be dark blue. Like this pussy stuff.
What's wrong with that? Bit of salmon, bit of pink. Bit of
Salmon's fine. You can be your own salmon. No one else can be salmon. You crack on. Just
yes. Well, yeah, we'll see. Again, the showcase was it 2 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks today. So we'll find out very, very soon indeed.
Get the rum loaded up.
Get the rum loaded up. Get the drinking game ready, and get ready to turn off my video feed about half an hour after we start because
we don't need you to turn it off because we'll just see the.
Remember that last show? That was brilliant when you got. Oh, I lost connection. I
had tech issues. I'm not
Yeah,
saying that the rum didn't help.
Jay hasn't had connection issues since we've moved to Restream. If he gets connection issues on the 9th.
Oh dear, that was funny. Go back and watch. I don't remember what episode that was. I don't remember much about it at all. But I'm sure it was very funny. And go and watch it because there's lots to see and do on the stream that we watch. And we'll watch the new one as of when it comes up. Right, gentlemen. There's not really much else in terms of the news other than Digital Foundry did a good thing on Hellblade 2's tech stuff, and it's very, very good across the board. So go check it out. Let's round it off, shall we? Because we've been going for a long time, and it's time to get into some After Dark very shortly. So I'm going to jump in with the reviews very quickly, because otherwise I'll forget and Ross will shout at me. So if you go to xboxtavern.com right now, you can read a lot of the reviews we've had go up this week. And it's been actually fucking too many, if anything, this week. So we've had Senua Saga Hellblade 2, which, again, I mentioned earlier on. I gave it a 9.1. I thought it was really, really good. I've seen a lot of opposite opinions, but go and read mine. That'd be wonderful. We've had Crown Wars, the Black Prince review from Special Guest Pete. Gave it an 8.4, like one of his favourite genres, the old tactical, turn-based tactical adventure type things. Indica, again, gave it 7. Corpo Nation, the sorting process from Corey. Very weird looking game, but he seemed to enjoy it. Gave it an 8. The Glass Staircase, again, I already spoke about, gave it 7. And Sandland, the sort of Akira Toriyama based RPG game, I think it is. It gave it 7.6 from James. And we've got loads more scheduled coming up this week, and I'm away for the week, but I will still keep on top of things as and when. So keep coming back to xboxtavern.com for more reviews. Right, stuff for Game Pass now, and that's always the fun part. Ross?
Yes, sir.
Obviously, we're towards the end of the month. Nothing's been announced for June yet, but what can we expect coming in or / has come into Game Pass?
So once in the last week, we've got Hellblade 2, obviously came on the 21st. Galacticare came in on the 23rd. Haunty came on the 23rd. And rounding out the month, we have Humanity.
Nice. Go check them bad boys out. That Haunty games looks pretty
I'm
cool,
moving out too.
Yeah, go check them out. And Ian, obviously, again, I know we're at the end of the month. Stuff's leaving, stuff left. Any updates up for us?
Yeah, no, we've only got a few games leaving. So we've got Chicory, A Colourful Tale, Far World Pioneers, JoJo Bizarre Adventure, All-Star Battle, Little Witch in the Woods, Pac-Man Museum Plus, and Railway Empire 2.
We'll play them before everything leaves, and then we got other games to play instead. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me once again on this wonderful Sunday, 8 p.m. You can find us, as Ross said earlier on all sorts of places. Just ask Jeeves for Xbox Tavern. I'm sure you find us. You can find me at Inexan on various social media as well as Xbox. You can find Ian and Ross.
Scottish Gruff.
It's been a pleasure. We'll see you next week, next Sunday for our Project Game Pass stream, 8 p.m. ish as well. Did it, and then we'll. Ian, have a lovely holiday.
Enjoy.
And,
Thank you very much. You enjoy your trip to Devon.
Looking forward to it, and we shall reconvene.
I get to races.
Well, I'll try and fight it off as best I can, and we shall reconvene with you in a few weeks. But Ross, I'll see you next week for our stream. Thank you very much for watching, listening, supporting. Everything is wonderful. Thank you very much. Bye. I don't have any.
Bye.
In a month, bitches.